What's going on, world? This is your boy Wes, and I am here on ACONNECTIONTV, the one channel on YouTube where we actually adopt similar connections to spot out differences. And the similar connection that I want you to adopt with me is with single ladies. Now, every single individual in this show, okay, I can adopt a similar connection with. So let's get on with this review. We start off this episode with April meeting David. Now, David is a punk. David looks like a punk, and he approaches her like a punk at this bar that her and Raquel are at. Raquel is meeting up with a mutual friend. The mutual friend is offered to buy April some liquor, and April most definitely takes the offer to receive free liquor. But at the bar, she is approached by David. And David's like, two words: spectacular, breathtaking. I'm like, what the fuck? This dude is a cornball. Like, step off. Like, he looked cool. Like, he was all right. He was like somewhat attractive, but not the type of individual that could walk up to me and have me out on somebody's street kissing me up against a building. I've never done that before. I've never. I've had sex outside, but I guess I can't really say anything about kissing up against a building because I've had sex outside. So we'll cut that. It doesn't take much to woo me, because if you're attractive and I'm into it and you're into it, then I'm gonna do whatever I wanna do. So it's not like I walk into the club and I'm just like, oh, fuck this, I'm not dealing with any person at all, and then someone just sweeps me off my feet. It's never that easy. No. After the guy promises to have a 5-minute sex session with April, April then meets up with Raquel the next day, and you know, they're planning their week or talking about what's going on in their week. And Raquel's like, I have this BBA to do, I have this with Usher, and so forth and so on. And I'm like, can Usher just come on this freaking episode? That's what we want to see. We want to see Usher. Yeah. Raquel's like, BBA, wait a minute, let me look at this, let me plan this out. And so Raquel gets an idea to help set up a meeting with potential investors for indulgence. We get to the fake wife's deposition, okay? This chick is wanting to contest the will because she feels that she's entitled to something because Malcolm's and Terrence's father has passed away, but before their father passed away, he got engaged or married to a chick down in the Caribbean. This chick just miraculously just appears because Malcolm and Terrence's father owns this jewelry company, and she wants some shares and she wants to buy into the company. Of course, Malcolm and Terrence are like, whatever, I don't care who this chick is, she's not getting a lick of anything. But at the deposition, it gets a little crazy because she brings up the fact that there's a piece of paper that states that she should be entitled to some of the shares. And this piece of paper is left in the safe in Malcolm's and Terrence's father's home. I'm like, I just, along with the marriage certificate. So I'm just like, okay, that's all we really need to see is the fucking marriage certificate. That's all we really need to see, and what is written in the will. Anyways, move past that. April ends up going to work, taking her first day, okay? And she brings Felicia a cake, and Felicia's like, deliveries are accepted downstairs. And I'm thinking to myself, there's not too many moments where I'm gonna work at a job and the person does not even know my first name. There's not too many moments where I'm gonna work at a job and someone's gonna disrespect me like I play a position that I clearly do not play. I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. I'm not playing kiss ass. I'm really not. And maybe I will remain at the position that I'm in for a long time, but kiss ass? That's something that I'm not. Even in corporate life, when I was making over $100,000 a year, that's something that I'm not. So, yeah, I'm not gonna do that. That's not me. But April does it quite well, and she doesn't care because she's all about playing position and role. But unbeknownst to her, the little sex buddy that she had yesterday, aka David, is a manager that works at the music company that she works for. That's interesting. And that's weird. You just had sex with a coworker. At least you're not his boss, is what I'm thinking. But then I'm like, David is just not that cute. Like, he's all right, but he's not, like, why did you even? And then he goes from kind of corny masculine dude to like annoying flamboyant queen. I was just lost at how the transition just shifted. Obviously he played her the night before, but this dude just seems really ow. And I'm like, oh, that's fucked up. Sorry, April. The fake wife calls Terrence for a meeting. Terrence is the fine, dark-skinned chocolate. Well, Malcolm and Terrence are dark-skinned and chocolate, but Harold House Moore. Anyways, the fake wife calls him to try to get him to buy into her story. And she tries to sell him on the fact that him and her need to be partners in this whole situation. Because when it is found out that she does or that she is entitled to some shares of the company, her shares mixed with his shares could buy out Malcolm's shares. And she's like, I know Malcolm doesn't trust you. I know you wish you had a big brother, but Malcolm's not that big brother for you, so you should team up with me. Terrence is like, bitch, go screw yourself. Then Terrence finds it in his, I don't know, he gets this idea to go to the house, his father's house, to break into the safe, to steal the papers that prove that she owns any amount of anything within his company. I'm thinking to myself, okay, smart idea, but Malcolm's like, no, that's a bad idea. And then him and Malcolm get into this huge argument, and Malcolm's like, if you break into the house, I will call the cops on you myself. And if you make me call these cops, then I will not consider you my brother anymore. I'm like, God damn, like, me and my brother don't have that many issues, and like, I wouldn't know. I mean, but I don't know. I can adopt that similar connection despite our differences, but I wouldn't do that. I don't know. It's just weird. And it's funny because Terrence went to prison for Malcolm. So it's like, why does Malcolm not, like, why is Malcolm playing, like, it annoys me the way that Malcolm treats. It's not the way I treat my brother. It's just not. Like, I'm annoyed, but like, I don't know. This is not about me. At the BBA, I thought it was very interesting and entertaining how Omar met up with an old high school football buddy, and Raquel basically told the next Zuckerman to kiss her pussy. That was cute. I thought that was entertaining. Move past that. Let's get on to this football. This touch football that the guys are playing, shirts versus the skins, and the shirts were played, but the skins were ever so nice to look at, and I finally get to see Winfrey without a shirt. It was nice to see. It really was nice to see Mr. Omar flexing with the tattoo, that back tattoo that he had. I mean, I know he's straight, but he plays a gay guy quite well, and they're playing in Piedmont Park. And there's this football player that tackles him, and tackles him, and then Omar gets over it, and then he tackles him, and then the guy hits the floor, and then later on in the episode, the guy asks him out. I was just like, oh, that's so adorable, that's so hot. Because the guy was a white guy, and I just be liking my white guys, and I'll be wanting them to just like, hit me up and be like, let's go out on a date. That was so hot. Then we get to the wife, and the wife and everybody. They're at the father's house. They look in the safe. There's nothing in the safe. I'm like, okay, Terrence, he done did some shit. But then, what's her face? Keisha finds this picture that proves that her and the father, the fake wife and the father, got married in the Caribbean because they're at a reception and she's holding flowers, and then, Keisha puts the picture in her pocketbook. And let's go back to when the fake wife goes to indulgence and reads Keisha for filth, talking about, I'm gonna let your past life be known. And I'm thinking to myself, like, bitch, Keisha will whoop your ass. Like, Keisha already went through the whole stalker situation last season. Like, do not get fucked up. And then let's get back to the fake Zuckerman wannabe who's stalking my girl Raquel. And then Raquel, because this dude has potential backing with wealth, she calls him up and wants to go out on a date with him. How do y'all think that this situation is gonna play out? You know, it's really funny because I want to see Raquel in this situation. I think it's gonna be hot. And I think Omar and this new football guy, I think that's gonna be hot. David and April just needs to punch David in the motherfucking mouth because after he played her in that meeting in front of Felicia, done. So it's like, I don't know. But 5 minutes of sex is not that. He really thought his sex was all of that. Like, what do y'all think about this episode of Single Ladies Adopting Similar Connection Despite Our Differences with me? And holla at your boy. Later. Double tag.